Hi, I'm David Lawrence, and I'd like to first thank you for joining us at Discover Your Possible this year. A little bit different than last year, and hopefully different than next year. We'll get back and doing this together. But in the meantime, one of the difficult things is to stay connected, stay exercising during this time period. And to do that, I'm going to give you some ideas today of ways without a gymnasium, without equipment, that you can really use your own body as a weight and do an exercise that's very functional, useful to you, and can give you a full body workout. A couple things that are important about this. We're going to be getting on and off of the floor. This is not a training video on how to do that. If you need to know that information, no problem. You just go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MissionGait, and then scroll down to our prosthetic training series. That series will have a section in there on prosthetic training or on floor transfers, on doing transfers. So that will teach you everything you need to know. We're going to make the assumption that you know how to transfer on and off of the floor for this exercise video. Second thing I want you to know is if you have any pain in the residual limb with any of your exercises, I want you to stop. If you're doing something and 80% of the movements are fine, but one kind of bothers your leg, don't do that particular movement. There should not be pain in your residual limb while you're doing these exercises. And the last thing, it's you happen to be a below the knee amputee and you have a sleeve suspension. That's a vacuum system. You don't want to kneel on that system. You will cut the silicone potentially or the material and create a lack of vacuum or lack of suction to hold your prosthetic on. So if you're in that case, you only want to kneel on the sound knee when you go up and down, not onto the prosthetic side. All right? So let's get started. What we're going to do is start with very basic. We're in a very solid chair, armchair. And all I'm going to do, Keith, moving forward for us, bringing that prosthetic back underneath and come down onto your prosthetic knee. Perfect. Right onto your hands and knees. There you go. Right there. That unto itself is a bit of an exercise. So Keith, all I want you to do is then turn back towards the chair, put your hands on the chair, and use the chair to help you get back up, press up, and step and sit back down in the chair. All right, now that unto itself can be a great exercise. You do that once, it might be enough. You can see if you can do 2 times, see if you can do 3. Work your way up to 10 times, just getting down and getting back up. Practice going to one side and then to the other. See if you can do it both directions. That's enough. That's an exercise for you, then that's fantastic. If we want to make it a little more difficult, Keith, I'm going to have you come forward in the chair, come down on your knee, the exact same position. This time all the way out flat. So you're going to stretch those legs out straight and come all the way flat to the floor. All right? From that position, again, you've got yourself into a position, and even if, say, you have fallen and gone down and didn't realize, this is where you might end up. How do you get yourself back up? Well, you press back up onto all fours. Come on all the way up on all fours. Step that sound leg forward. There you go. Use the chair as a support since it's close by. Press up and just turn this direction and have a seat. Again, same thing. 1 or 2 reps might be good, but don't be afraid to go ahead and see every week or every couple of days, can I progress that? Get a few more reps out of that. Or can I do it twice to the right side, twice to the left side, and kind of go back and forth? That's fantastic. But let's just say you have a little more energy and you want to go a little bit farther with this. We're still going to start from in the chair, but Keith, I'm going to have you come forward. We're going to come right back down into the same position, all the way flush onto the floor. And from this position, Keith can bring his hands back and do basically a kneeling push-up. So just press up from this position, knee, elbows out straight, good. And then just repeat a couple of reps there. Up and down, just doing a press-up. He's bringing now his arms into the equation from the same position he was already in. From there, Keith, push back into the hands and knees. Position, knee forward, step that sound limb forward. Now, to get up, he can use a 3-point stance, hand on the knee, hand on the floor, to press and push up and see if he can get up without the chair. And he says, yeah, that doesn't feel too bad. I can still get up and I can get up without the chair. Keith could do that same thing multiple times. But I'm going to move the chair back because we're going to now add a couple of the different equations into this. But remember, it can be simple, and if you're really doing good, it can progress from there. So Keith, I'm going to have you go from here straight down onto the floor. There you go. He kicks back, comes down on that prosthetic knee, always the most stable thing to do, especially an above knee amputee, all the way down flush to the ground. Good. Keith, I want you to turn onto your left side, facing away from me. Beautiful. So he can roll onto his side, stretch your leg out straight, so he gets himself in a nice straight parallel position. Push down to the ground with your residual limb and your sound limb and bring that body up into a plank position. And once he's here, he's got his abs really tight, he's working hard, he's got his residual limb kicking into the outside of the socket, stabilizing with his sound limb, kind of holding that position. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever you want, it really doesn't matter. But let's say, come on back down, Keith. From that position, he can roll all the way to his other side, so I'll just have you kind of roll all the way over, and do the same thing from this side. He presses down, lifts up, abs are tight, shoulder muscles, so he's kind of holding that shoulder girdle down tight and stabilized. He doesn't want to let that shoulder come up into his ear where he can hurt his shoulder, but he's really getting a good core workout. Again, 5 seconds is great, but maybe you can go to 10 or 15, maybe even 30. Come back down, and then from there, Keith, I'm going to have you roll onto your back. And from this same move, you're still just on the floor, you can come into a position where you can do some crunchers. So abs tight, slide your fingers towards the tops of your knees, and back down. That's all you're doing, just up and down. Let's just say 5 times of crunching up and down. I don't like full sit-ups, a little hard on your back. I think you get a much better isolated workout of your abs right from this position. One more. Beautiful. From there, you'd roll back onto your hands and knees. Press all the way back up to standing. Again, he does a 3-point, presses all the way up. So the idea is that once you're on the ground, you can go straight up and down, but you can also do some different activities on the ground that bring in more core muscles, more arm action, different types of function. So what I'm going to have you do, Keith, now is a couple of times in a row, just straight coming down all the way onto your stomach, from hands and knees, stomach, all the way flat, and come right back up. So there, all the way flush, and right back up again. Press, up, step, push, and repeat. Good. Now, back in the day, our football coaches used to call this up downs. You're getting all the way down and then pushing your way all the way back up. Good, stop there. He could do that, again, 10 times in a row. Trust me, that'll be a workout. If you want it to be more of a workout, go faster. If you pick up the pace, you see how quickly can I go up and down. But now if we put in a bit of a mixed workout, we're going to put a few things together for a few reps in a row so you can see it all come together. So one more time all the way down. Good. All the way out flat, but this time we go into that push-up position. You go right into 5 push-ups. So he's pressing that kneeling push-up, press up and do 5 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now come right back up to standing. Beautiful. As soon as you're up and you feel in control, you're right back down again. Good. All the way flush and come right onto your right side. Good. Go right into that plank position. Up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back onto your stomach. Onto all fours. Step up. Sound leg. Press up. Beautiful. Make sure you feel stable and come back down again. Beautiful. This time he's going to come on to his left side. Try to get stabilized as best he can, using that prosthetic limb to help himself. Press down as level, as hard as you can press with the prosthetic residual limb. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Back to neutral. Back up. All fours. Step forward. Press up. And stable. Last one, because we're wearing them out. We're going to come down, level, press all the way to the ground. This time you're going to roll to your back. Go right into the cruncher position. 5 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right back to your stomach. Onto the hands and knees. Press up, foot up, all the way up tall. Excellent, good. So, Keith will tell you right now, that's a bit of a workout. You get moving and do all those things back to back. Now you can take your time with it. You don't have to move that quickly. The idea with any of these things is start simple, see how it goes. If you have success, build up either the speed of what you're doing or the types of things you're adding to the equation. You may just do straight up downs from the chair and just think, could I do that faster and faster? Great. And if I say I want to add more, I can add a plank. I can add a cruncher. I can add kneeling push-ups. Lots of different factors from that position can all be incorporated together. You don't need any equipment. You can do it at home. The only reason you wouldn't do something is if you're getting residual limb pain. You don't want to kneel on that sleeve. Remember, if you have a below knee amputation, and if you need some training, go to those prosthetic training videos on our YouTube channel, and you can find more information. I hope this helps it out. I hope it keeps you moving. I hope it gets you down onto the floor and off the floor, which is, again, a functional move for you, but at the same point an exercise, and keeps you connected with what we're doing here and what you need to do to keep yourself safe and healthy. Best of luck.